It's Tuesday, March 31st, 2020, and here's what's happening. Our area has seen its first COVID-19 related death, the details there, and where the pandemic stands locally. Plus, how a 9-year-old in Jamestown is trying to spread cheer amid this virus outbreak.
And the clouds are hanging tough across the area today, and that'll continue through the afternoon, but warmer temperatures are on the way. We'll talk about it next as the news starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Our top story today, a Chautauqua County resident has died following infection related to COVID-19. The county's health department says that the 80-year-old man died as a result of the virus. Officials say the man who underwent testing and treatment at a local hospital in Erie died due to complications. As of last update, the county has a total of 8 confirmed cases of the virus, including the death. The other 7 are recovering at home, officials say. 21 are under a mandatory quarantine, 32 in precautionary, and 18 are now under mandatory isolation. Chautauqua County Public Health staff say they perform an intensive investigation to identify close contacts of all confirmed positive cases. Now, once identified, the department says they notify close contacts of those potentially exposed and are placed under mandatory quarantine or precautionary quarantine to monitor for symptoms. Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell says there continues to be a shortage of personal protective equipment such as masks and gowns, collection swabs, and viral transport media supplies as well.
PPE must be appropriately utilized by the appropriate people. It is critical that we protect our healthcare workforce. Any resident experiencing fever with cough or shortness of breath should call your healthcare provider first for guidance. Please do not show up at their office, urgent care, or ER before calling. If your symptoms are severe or you require an ambulance for transport, please call 911 and notify the operator of your respiratory symptoms.
Now, as coronavirus cases continue to soar across the nation, health professionals tout new tools to combat the spread. Experts say more testing, rapid results, and sterilization of masks will help. Nadia Romeo has the latest on that effort from our nation's capital.
Over 1 million Americans have now been tested.
It's a grim milestone in the fight against the spread of the coronavirus. Illinois-based Abbott Testing plans to roll out 50,000 tests each day starting this week, showing results in less than 15 minutes. Trump administration officials say it's a new weapon in the battle against COVID-19.
Just like tests for flu or strep, where you go to the doctors, you get the test done, you can get an answer within minutes of having this test done.
Nurses and doctors on the front line of the war against the virus are falling victim to it.
We have about 41 people in our hospital who have tested positive for the coronavirus.
Because they say they don't have enough protective gear.
We know how this is transmitted. We know that this is incredibly contagious, and we're seeing it. We're being exposed over and over again.
Companies like this one in Alaska are making face masks and other equipment to feed the need. And now the FDA says it has a plan: sterilization machines.
Each machine can disinfect 120,000 masks per day. It'll be just like a new one. It could go up to about 20 times for each mask. So each mask can go through this process 20 times.
The nation's top infectious diseases expert says ultimately the weapon most needed to defeat the coronavirus may be a vaccine that's already in the works.
We have a vaccine that's on track and multiple other candidates.
In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero.
All right, Nadia, thank you. Now, as of this morning, coronavirus deaths in the U.S. surpassed 3,000, and the country's leading health experts say it's just the beginning. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says that his state needs 1 million more workers to tackle the crisis.
Second step is don't let the hospital system get overwhelmed. The soldiers in this fight are our health care professionals. It's the doctors, it's the nurses, it's the people who are working in the hospitals, it's the aides. They are the soldiers who are fighting this battle for us. You know the expression, save our troops, quote unquote. In this battle, the troops are healthcare professionals. Those are the troops who are fighting this battle for us. We need to recruit more healthcare workers. We need to share healthcare professionals within this state and within this country.
Now, yesterday, some relief arriving to New York City in the form of a U.S. naval hospital ship called Comfort. On board, 1,000 beds and more than 1,100 medical personnel ready to treat patients who are not fighting the coronavirus. The vessel is the latest temporary hospital to deal with overcrowding in that city's medical centers. More than 3/4 of Americans were under some sort of stay-at-home order as of this morning. Well, the State University of New York at Fredonia has postponed its 2020 commencement ceremony due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Officials there say the decision was made after consulting with students at the school. Furthermore, they say the postponement will not delay the delivery of degrees. Now, earlier this month, New York State directed all public schools to move to distance learning classes amid the growing pandemic. Well, Jamestown Mayor Eddie Sundquist announced today that city playgrounds will close in an attempt to stop the spread of COVID-19, the novel coronavirus. The mayor says even though playgrounds and basketball courts will be roped off, city parks will remain open. He says kids crowding together puts not only themselves but residents at risk for the potential spread. Health officials say the best way to prevent the spread of COVID-19 is by practicing safe social distancing. It is recommended if visiting a park or taking a walk in the community, residents should stay at least 6 feet apart. Well, we thank you all so much for joining us here on WNY News Now as we continue to place facts over fear in our coverage of the novel coronavirus outbreak and its effects here locally. We thank you so much for joining us, and got to say hello to Lori. Hopefully you're doing well. Hello to Lauren. Hello to Paula. Thanks for being here. Lisa, Brenda, Tanny, Rick is here as well. Good to see you, sir. Esther, good to see you. Pam, good to see you. Joanna, Craig, Rod, happy Tuesday to all of you. Craig says, hello, everybody. Keep on trucking, and that's certainly a good mentality to have going forward. Hello to Billy as well. Well, let's switch gears and get a check of our First Defense weather forecast. And Mr. Dakota Hunter, you are just keeping on with trucking this day. Hello to you. How are you?
Hello, Justin. How are you this morning? Or should I say this afternoon?
I'm good. Governor Cuomo delayed my broadcast. I wasn't too happy about that. But
I know.
What are you going to do?
We've been sitting around the studio just waiting. I mean, you know, I've been sitting in the weather office twiddling my thumbs, just trying to find something to do while we've been waiting.
The bright side, we get paid no matter what.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Hey, we get paid for standing around. Just don't tell corporate that. Oops, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at First Defense Doppler. We have a few light scattered showers that have been moving through the southern tier, and that's going to continue through at least early this afternoon. But the clouds are not going to clear out at all. Here's a look downtown from the Doubletree Hotel, and the clouds about are just downtown. We're at 40 right now at the airport as of noon hour. No wind to speak of, so when we have no wind, that means the wind chill is at 40 degrees, the air temperature when we have no wind out there, and that humidity is up there just a little bit. It was another breezy day yesterday. 33 miles per hour was the peak wind gust at the Dunkirk Airport yesterday, 29 at the Jamestown Airport. So it wasn't as breezy as it was on Sunday, but it was a little bit breezy, and that obviously didn't feel good, obviously, when the temperatures were down. 46 was the high, but that was, I think, 1 in the morning. We spent most of the day in the lower 40s, and we slid all the way down into the lower 30s by the end of the day. But our average high now is up to 50. And hold on, we're going to get to that as we go to the end of the week. So let's go hour by hour for you. Temperatures lower 40s through the day. That's it. The cloud cover is just going to really hold our temperatures down. Early rain showers and then just mostly cloudy skies to complete overcast. But changes are on the way for the rest of the week. We will talk about it in just a few. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up, how a girl here in Jamestown is trying to brighten the day of older residents in our community. That story in a live interview after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
This is Christine Schuyler, Chautauqua County Public Health Director, with a very important message. We need you to make every effort to protect yourselves and our healthcare workers. If you absolutely don't need to go out, don't. If you have a mild cold or flu-like symptoms, with or without a fever, stay home. If your symptoms are severe, call your healthcare provider. Do not go to the emergency room or urgent care. Do not call 911 or go to the ER unless you are experiencing a life-threatening emergency. The best ways you can help prevent the spread of COVID-19 are to wash your hands often with soap and water, cover your cough, avoid close contact with others. Please stay home.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. Throughout the novel coronavirus pandemic, there has been a lot of fear and uncertainty, especially for older residents in our community who are more vulnerable. A 9-year-old girl here in Jamestown is trying to ease those fears. Taylin Kendall, with help from her puppy, recently visited Heritage Green and Heritage Orchard Grove with their poster boards riddled with jokes in an attempt to bring some cheer. Joining us now is Taylin and her mother, Tabby, to tell us more about how she is cheering up members of the greatest generation. Thank you both for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having us.
So first off, I have to ask, where did the idea first come from?
Me.
So why is it so important to do this?
Well, I just wanted to make people smile.
And what type of feedback did you get from residents? I imagine that being out there, talking to them through the windows safely, and trying to get them to have a good day. Have you gotten a lot of feedback from them, from maybe social media?
Some were negative. We did receive some negative feedback, but most of it was positive. Taylin really enjoyed seeing them singing, dancing and blowing her kisses and laughing.
Especially at the orchard, because
so.
What was we're looking at these pictures now. Taking your dog. What's your dog's name?
his name is Bandit.
Bandit.
Yeah. Come here.
So
here he is right now.
Oh, there he is. There he is live, if we can take that. So Bandit, taking him around and showing him off to some of these residents, what... obviously, they can't have dogs necessarily during this part. I know one of the biggest things when I used to visit my great-grandmother was we could bring our dog to say hello, but now they can't do that. So I imagine they were really happy to see Bandit.
Yeah, when we were holding him up to the window, they were touching him kind of through the window and trying to get his attention, because he'd just be like, and then sometimes he'd look exactly at them, and then they would smile so much.
Oh, I'm sure, and that's really what it's all about, is trying to make people smile. Taylin, why is it so important for you to do this and to try to brighten people's day amid all of the scary news that seems to be out there now?
I honestly I like to see people smile, because when they smile, it makes me happy when they smile. And since they're they don't get any visitors and they're older, and some could have Alzheimer's or dementia, I feel they're getting a visitor now, even if they can't actually really hear anything or something through the window, they can still like laugh because there's jokes that will make them laugh.
Right, that's amazing, and I want to thank you for doing this because we've talked to the folks from Heritage specifically, and they say that they're trying to keep the routines of these people going, and visitors is one of the biggest things, and that they seem to miss now. For you, what has your routine been like? Certainly now, Mom, maybe you can attest to this too, trying to keep things going now with school being out, and with us all trying to keep good distance from one another.
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
I woke her up this morning at 8:30 and I'm like, all right, ding, 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 time for school. And she's like, I'm trying to sleep. I said, nope, now you're late. You're late for school. I may be enjoying it a little bit too much.
You are. She said
I love it.
I didn't wake up.
Yeah.
She
Well,
honestly
really...
said that I texted me because I didn't wake up. And I had to say, I'm sorry.
Well, I love it that it's so important to keep that going. And I know in the past, when we were talking a little bit earlier during the pre-show, this is not the first time that Talon has been involved in trying to give back to the community. What other efforts have you done recently, in addition to these random acts of kindness and trying to cheer people up at nursing homes?
Oh goodness, she's got a list of it. She has collected collected food and donated it to St. Susan's Soup Kitchen several times. She collects toys for children with leukemia and long-term illnesses in Chautauqua County. She collects them, wraps them, and delivers them all by herself. I just drive her, and help wrap some presents. But she mainly puts the work in.
Wait, what did...
Wow. She has helped with benefits all across the county.
Wow, good for you. Thank you so much for doing this. And finally, I want to ask, Talon, what do you want the community to know about your mission, and what do you want them to do after seeing this interview and seeing the posts online where you're trying to cheer up several people in the community?
I just no.
Do you want them to maybe follow by your lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea, Mom. I think that's great. And certainly we thank you both so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time. And is there a place where people can connect with you online?
She has her own Giving Missions page on Facebook. It keeps people updated on where drop-off locations are for presents at Christmas time. It also keeps people updated on Talon because she had medical issues going on last year, and we were not able to do her mission like we normally do. So,
and the medical issue has been there since 2017.
But she's better. She's getting better. But they can look at her Facebook page and keep updated on it.
Yeah,
and
Caitlin Kendall's Giving Mission.
All right, and we'll have our prayers for you with trying to help you through that medical time, because we just love seeing such the great acts, and we thank you both, Talon and Tabby, for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Let's get a check of our weather forecast with Dakota.
I mean, that is fantastic. Kaylin, you are doing a fantastic job. That is great. I mean, that is stuff that we all need right now in this time to hear some good news like that. Let's take a look at seasonal snow here where we're at. So we're still at 70.3 inches for the year. That's measured at the airport. Our seasonal average should be 97.5 inches. So we're running way below average for seasonal snow. The big question, are we going to get any snow in April? I don't know. Nobody knows. I guess we'll find out together. But again, April is a month where we can get a little bit of snow, so don't let it fool you. But I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of snow. I don't think we're going to get 20 inches of snow next month to make up that deficit. So, but we might get a little bit of snow. That remains to be seen, but the upper air pattern really doesn't favor it, at least for the next 10 to 15 days. So spring has been coming in waves. You know how it's been up and down with the temperatures. We go spring like that, we go back to winter, spring again, up and down again. That'll likely continue here for at least a little while. Clouds hang tough this afternoon. Midweek, here comes the sun. That's what we're going to be singing come the middle of the week, and we warm up along with that sun. The sunshine is going to help warm us up as well. Again, you can't warm up if you don't have the aid of that sunshine. Here's radar right now. A few scattered rain showers across the area. They're just little light sprinkles to drizzle at this point. Nothing major across the area, but maybe a few sprinkles definitely possible. But the cloud cover is not going anywhere because we're wrapped up in this flow around the low. This low pressure area is just stubborn to get out of here. Move, low pressure. What are you doing? It's just parked here and it's not really moving. It's going to take another, I'd say at least another 15 or 20 hours for this to really move out. And once it moves out, the cloud cover will clear out with it. Severe weather down in Alabama and Georgia and the Florida Panhandle down here as well. That's this yellow box is a tornado watch up here. There's severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings in progress down there. So severe weather down there, but for here, rather quiet. Here we go with Future Scan. It shows the idea of a few of those little scattered showers across the southern tier. And again, it's going to be a light shower to a drizzle. Nothing of a big deal. That low pressure area will slowly move out to our east. And when it does, the cloud cover will go away and then the sun will come back again. And that high pressure and high pressure will return. And that means gorgeous weather as we go pretty much throughout the rest of the week. Now, talking about the temperatures here, NOAA Climate Prediction Center has us at an above average chance for seeing above average temperatures over the next 8 to 14 days. This is the 8 to 14 day temp outlook. And so the upper air pattern, at least for the next couple of weeks, is favoring warmer temperatures. But again, we all know it can change in a heartbeat here. So we'll keep you updated. West we go, young man, on the zone forecast here. Temperatures not responding at all. Temperatures maybe lower to mid 40s. That's it. Look at that Lake Erie water temperature spiked up to 41 degrees. And the inland areas today, lower 40s. You can't get warm without the aid of the sun. But don't worry, it's coming back. How about the future? Next 7 days coming up. And 46 degrees tomorrow, 49 on Thursday. High pressure builds in, mostly sunny skies. We start April nice but chilly. Again, we should be near 50 this time of the year. That high pressure gets a little bit stronger each day. How about 58 on Saturday? Another storm system squeaking by could bring us a few rain showers both Sunday and Monday, but we stay on the warmer side of that with temperatures in the lower to mid 50s. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up next, another important story to tell you about. A lot of us now maybe working from home. Some tips on how to make that process a little easier right after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
This is PJ Wendell, Chautauqua County Executive, with an important message. We are in the midst of a global pandemic, and it is inevitable that there will be cases of COVID-19 in our community. We are preparing for this reality and how it will affect our county. I'm greatly concerned about the economic impact that the closure of local businesses is having on our owners, operators, and employees, but we need to make every effort to protect our residents and our healthcare workers. These strategies decrease the opportunities for people to be in close contact with each other and spread disease. If you absolutely do not need to go out, please don't. Thank you.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And welcome back. Well, it seems like a lot of us are now working from home, sometimes in, well, those less than ideal spaces, but there are some things that we can do to make sure we don't strain our body. Mandy Gaithner explains more.
Working from the dining room, crammed into a small space? You're not alone. To prevent aches and pains, Consumer Reports suggests you start with your chair. The ideal seating position allows your feet to rest on the floor while your pelvis and back fit against the back of the chair. They say this will help support your body and avoid putting undue pressure on your back. Make sure your screen is eye level so that you're gazing slightly downward toward the center of the screen. This may help keep your neck from straining and also help prevent dry eyes, headaches, and blurred vision. Don't cradle your phone between your shoulder and ear. That will tighten up your neck, back, and shoulders. Use earbuds or put it on speaker. If you're working from a bed or couch, sit with your back against the couch wall or headboard with 2 pillows. One horizontally behind your lower back, one vertically to support your spine. And take breaks. Allow your body to change positions frequently. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, some great tips there. Thank you. Now, here's another one that I try to use. When typing, also aim to have your elbows bent at least 90 degrees with your wrists in a neutral position on the keyboard. That to give your arms the best support. Well, we thank you all so much for joining us today, and we appreciate you allowing us to be your choice for putting facts over fear. And in regards to working from home, Dakota, sometimes we have to, here in the news business, work from home, say on the weekends and things like that fairly often. Yeah. And my girlfriend is always yelling at me because she says that when I work on the couch, we have one of those one of those coffee tables that pulls up, like the top of it comes out and over the couch. It's really cool.
I've never seen one of those.
Well, Dakota's never been to my house, even though I've invited you like 1,000 times. But
I've been to your parents' house, though.
Yes, you have. You have been to my parents' house. But you pull that up, and I'm able to work on my laptop. But she's like, I slouch back like this, and she's like, you're going to get tech neck and hunchback. And I tried the wrist thing. That doesn't always work.
You see, here's the thing. I can't type like this with my back against the chair like this. I have to lean forward like this. I cannot type like this. It is a very uncomfortable position for me. So for me, I'm always lean forward, scrunching down, typing. So yeah, I'm going to have serious back issues by the time I'm 50, but you know what? That's just the way it is. 33 to 37 tonight, areas of light rain early, then it becomes mostly cloudy, but oh, that high pressure builds in tomorrow, and that means beautiful sunshine pretty much throughout the rest of the weekend. Temperatures getting back to around where they should be in the lower 40s by the time we go to Friday.
All right, that's good news, Dakota, certainly for people who maybe want to get outside and try to take a break from all that's happening. Obviously, officials, and we recommend practice safe social distancing when you're out there. Obviously, if you're with your family unit, yeah, you can walk like that, but strangers and things like that, say hello 6 feet away. I had a really interesting conversation the other day when I was on a walk with someone who was in their vehicle, and my immediate urge was to walk right up and be like, hey, how's it going? And stop. Like, they put their hand out there like, stop, Justin. And sometimes you just have to do that. You're not being rude. You're just being safe. Got to say hello to Joanna. Thanks for joining us. Robert, good to see you. Andrew, good afternoon to you. Gloria, hopefully you're doing well. Autumn, Craig as well. And we thank you all so much for joining us. And we thank Tabby and her daughter for coming on the program, because it was absolutely amazing to have you guys, and really great to show some of that inspirational stories that are coming out of this area. And we appreciate you being here. That's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. Today at 4 o'clock, we're expected to get another update from county officials in regards to the local COVID-19 response. If you download our mobile app, just search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Subscribe to breaking news push notifications, and we'll keep you in the know. We're back tomorrow right here at noon. See you then.